wherewithal to, how do you think a distributor can break free from this? Because you see, I've seen two cycles from the outside as an investor. And I found it was damn dumb to sell tech products in 2000 and doubly dumb to sell infra in 2008 and quadruply dumb to sell small and mid cap today. But still the same nonsense keeps happening again and again and again. What do you think a distributor, that's what we are looking for, what do you think a distributor should do to break free from this noise? You know, we are almost like, you know, you put people in a room and try to brainwash them that this is the easy way. You know, you can just keep on gathering money. But in the end, when it recoils, like you mentioned, after 2 years, usually when you make a mistake, it's only 24 months to 30 months before the recoil. Actually, recoil happens violently and sets the distributor back in his career by not 2 years, sets him back by 5. And again and again and again, right? This is a manufacturer's problem. This is not really a distributor's mistake. How do you think a distributor can react to this?
Who is this question, Shyam, addressed to? Ashish. Ashish, yes.
So, you've seen it 2 times from the outside. I've been on the inside and I've learned it the hard way, you know. So this is my, so I saw the 94 was when I learned, in 2007. Very difficult question to answer. So again, what you try and do is try and do what is best for the client, you know, is what I would try and say. You know, try and make sure that you keep the client at the back of your mind, try and do the best for the client. But then if he insists, then make sure that you give him some small cap fund, but not in the proportion. Like today, if, you'll have the speakers coming in the afternoon, I'm sure they'll guide you on how they are thinking, but common sense today says that large cap funds is, if you were to invest in equity, large cap today looks quite like a rational investment, you know. So what I normally do is we go back and try and prepare data and presentations around it, you know, and try and explain to the client that, look, this is where we are, this is the world markets, this is the flow of money which has happened, these are the stocks of Facebook, Amazon, this is what has happened, these are our concerns, and this is what is working for India and this is what is not working for India. And based on that, this is how you should be investing. With a 2 to 3 year time frame, this is the kind of returns which you can expect on it. However, mid caps are also very good. Indian economy will grow, but look at it with a 5-year perspective. You know, I mean, but I can tell you, it's a very difficult question to handle today. That you have a whole host of PMSs which are there in the market. You have a whole host of AIFs which are there in the market. Pre-IPOs, IPOs, you know, I mean, so I don't know whether you understand the IPO business. I mean, I've been with DSP Merrill Lynch, I've been a part of origination. So previously when IPOs used to come, the promoter used to sell and the investor used to buy. There used to be a spread between the two. Today what happens, most of the promoters sell their stake to a private equity or an institutional investor, and then that guy comes to the market. So the possibility of an arbitrage on listing is very, very remote out there, you know. So, I mean, maybe Rajneesh, you want to answer this, you know, coming from the mutual fund.
The manufacturer side.
Okay, let me give it a shot. I think what drives this behavior is 2 things. One is greed, and one is managing expectations. And greed on both sides, from the investor wanting more returns and from the advisor wanting more commissions. All right? I think you need to manage expectations clearly. So coming back to when you saw the tech boom, and I'll give you an example of Alliance New Millennium, which was obviously the forefront at that point in time. And Samir Arora, if you knew who he was or who he is, actually made a comment in one of the gatherings to one of the investors who said that, you know, Alliance New Millennium, it was 18 rupees in 3 months after it got, the NFO closed. And now it has come down to 14 or 12 at that time. And Samir's response was, why didn't you sell at 18? It's an open-ended fund, right? So when you see these cycles yourself, you're seeing the peak as well, right? An AMC's job is to manage money based on what its SID is. They will continue to manage money. They're going to be there for the long term. There's going to be ups and downs. I'm not asking you to time markets, but clearly, please understand that motivation driven by greed is always detrimental to people's interest. So if your investor gets greedy and is looking for more returns, if initially you told somebody that if I invest in mid caps at 20%, I think we should get out. Get out. But you waited at 30 and you're still saying, I think this is the next thing that's going to fall, then you'll wait and watch it fall. Okay, so to me, I think you need to manage client expectations. I think that's very, very important. If you don't manage client expectations, you're going to have problems. Okay, the other thing that you need to understand in the corporate world, and it's a fact of life, people in the corporate world change jobs. Okay, they don't stay for the long term. Whereas an IFA has to build his book for the long term. Your client's going to come back to you. The guy in the corporate world will change jobs and he will do what he wants to do in 2 years to make sure that he maximizes his opportunity set there. Okay? So you need to understand that. That's the corporate world for you. So they will give you structured products. They will give you whatever you want because he wants to maximize the revenue. He's like the doctor. He has to maximize revenue, otherwise he has to go to another hospital. Right? That's the corporate world. You are going to be there for long term if you want to be relevant in your business. An IFA is going to be there for a long time. You've got to understand that a client does not change his chartered accountant or his lawyer in a hurry. You will find the law firms and the CA firms having a client base that goes generations through generations. Okay? But the corporate world is a little different. So you need to understand the people you're dealing on the other side as well and have a good understanding of that. Sure. That's the only tips I'll give you.
So I think on that very wise and sobering note, we close this panel. Thank you very much, panelists, for an absolutely engaging discussion. Thank you very much.